Hey folks, this video we're going to talk about Stage 2 of the BMAC Games for 2022. Stage 2 is the pursuit stage. It's going to look very similar to what it was last year. We're going to have the hoist. We got that thing figured out. Hopefully we aren't going to have any issues with the hoist this year. We're going to have the sled drag. We're going to have the over-under. We're going to have the balance. The telephone poles that you got to balance across, and we'll probably more than likely have 4 targets again on the pursuit stage. Pursuit stage is a pretty relatively short stage, kind of fast-paced. It's gonna maybe favor those of you that are a little bit more have a little bit more strength than what you do stamina, whereas the beast course stage 1, that's really gonna favor you guys and gals that have a lot of stamina and endurance. So the pursuit stage is geared a little bit more towards the people that can be quick, have the strength, have the explosiveness. The 4 targets that are going to be on that, again, we'll go over the scoring of those when it comes to video 4 for the harvest stage. We'll go over the scoring. But the one thing that might be a little different is if you're on a team. If you're on a team, you're going to complete this both together. The shooting though, the 4 targets that you're going to be shooting, each person on the team will shoot 2 targets. It's going to be up to your team on which 2 targets each of you will shoot. So again, we'll go over the details in person, but this is just kind of giving you a rough idea of what to kind of expect. So for that stage, you will of course, both of you will need your bow if you're on a team, or if you're by yourself, you'll of course need your bow and at least 4 arrows on your quiver or in your pack, because you will be required to carry your pack with whatever the weight is for your category in division. Optics wise, it's going to be up to you if you want to carry the optics. Of course, if that's part of your pack weight, if you choose to have this part of your pack weight, then you will need that. Binoculars, it's going to be up to you if you're going to want to take the time to glass to see where the kill zone is. It's going to be up to you if you're going to want to range the targets. So that's going to be a personal preference, how and if you decide to carry your optics on that stage. Targets will be relatively close. We're not going to push those out too far. Maybe expect the furthest target out of those 4 targets to maybe be 40 yards. Because of again, that's going to be a kind of a high pressure shot scenario where you're in a hurry, your heart rate's going to be elevated, so we won't push those targets out too far, but we are going to make them challenging enough. The sled drag, I've had a lot of inquiries about what type of weight should we expect for the sled drag. To be honest with you, we won't know that until probably the day before. What we've experienced is that right now we have about 80 pounds in this sled. This 80 pounds feels very light if we're on terrain where the grass isn't very green or isn't very long. If you're on dirt, it's actually a very light sled. Most people can actually run with this weight, pulling this weight. Now, if we're in grass like we're in right now, I mean, you slow down like somebody just hopped in that sled, like an elephant just hopped in this sled. You could be moving along and then you hit tall green grass like we're in right now, and it feels 10 times heavier. So the weight is going to be challenging. I will say that. It's going to be challenging to where you're going to have to work. If you did this last year, it's probably going to be a little bit heavier or more challenging than what it was last year. Last year, the grass wasn't too green, or it was kind of dry, so people were able to pull it fairly easily. This year it might be a little harder. The layout of the pursuit stage is going to be very similar. Again, won't know the exact layout until that week of, but it's going to be similar where you kind of work your way up the hill and back down. I have also tossed around the idea where it's kind of a loop that you do, where you go from challenge to challenge, shooting in between each challenge. It's going to be in that general area that it was last year, right actually right over my shoulder, down at the chalet at base camp, what we call. So it's going to be in that general area, so expect to have some topography. It's not going to be flat, but it's not going to be super steep though either. So that's the sled drag. Again, if you're on a team, you're able to carry or pull this sled together if you want. In terms of the over-under, everybody has to go under the tall one, over the short one. The log crossing, there will be a flag or a marker at the beginning of the log and at the approximate end of the log. So you have to be on the log until you know, at the starting point and at the end point. We do that because not all the logs are the same distance, so we make sure that you hop on and you're getting off. Everybody is traveling equal distances on that log. Other things, water, you don't really have to carry water again unless that's part of your pack weight in order to be at the amount of weight that you need to have for your pack. So it's such a short duration. Last year, I think probably the fastest time, I can't quite remember, but it's probably around 9 minutes. Some people were maybe taking that 15 to close to 20 minutes to do it. Shooting wise, if you shoot really well, you could almost come out of that stage with basically no time added on, because it is such a short course, and if you do shoot all hearts on that, you're going to get time taken off. So that's kind of the pursuit stage. Stage 2, the BMAC Games is going to be the middle part of the day. Hopefully it's not too hot and brutal, but that's kind of what to look for, very similar to last year.